All right, welcome again to our Q Talk. I am joined again by Jason Malloy in Charlottetown with The Guardian. How you doing, Jason?
Everything's great today.
And in Sydney, Jeremy Fraser with the Cape Breton Post. Everything good there, Jeremy?
Everything's great in the island, my friend.
Right on. I am, of course, Willie Palov with the Halifax Herald, but I would like to kick it over to Jeremy first. Scream Eagles opened their season last week with 2 wins. What did you think of that?
Yeah, so the team opened the season with their first win of the season in in Bathurst, I should say, against the Titan. They defeated them in shootout, I should say, 3-2. Tyler Hyland had the shootout winner for the Screaming Eagles, going 5-hole on Riley Pickard. After that game, they traveled to St. John, where they played the defending champions, beat them 3-1. I guess out of both games, I'd say the most positive thing was there was 5 different goal scorers in regulation, including Igor Sokov that scored his first goal into an empty net in St. John. I should mention too, in that game against the Titan, Kyle Jessamine was outstanding. He had 40 saves, stopped 40 of 42 in the game, including two attempts in the shootout. So everything's looking promising so far, and of course with the addition of Leon Gowenke and Drake Batherson returning to the lineup, was definitely a boost to the team last weekend.
Yeah, great. And over in Charlottetown, Jason, team opened up at home. But the bigger news came later in the week when the Arizona Coyotes sent back Pierre-Olivier Joseph. So how does that change the way things look over there?
When you get your best player back, a guy that's expected to probably play 25 to 30 minutes a night here in Charlottetown, it's going to be a huge addition, not just on the ice, but in the room. Such a positive component to this team. He just brings everybody up. He did that even as a 16-year-old. I remember talking with some of the veterans, and just his presence around the room makes a big difference. He was actually named captain this morning. No better choice. There's a lot of good leaders in that room, but Pierre-Olivier Joseph has been a leader for this team for a long time.
Yeah, it was kind of the same situation here in Halifax. The overage forward, Max Fortier, was off on a tryout with the Montreal Canadiens, and then their AHL team, Laval Rocket, didn't make it, got released on the day of their season opener against St. John, came back, was named captain, 2 goals and an assist. And a lot like Joseph, he brings a certain level to that room of character, and obviously what he does on the ice speaks for itself. So two big returnees there. But going back to you, Jeremy, I'm thinking about what happened with the Screaming Eagles. It could be a theme for this season where they get some new scoring, they get a good night from a goalie, and they sneak out wins. Can this be a pattern we might see up there this year?
Yeah, that's definitely something that the team is going to be leaning towards, either a goaltender stealing a game or the offense kicking in with different players scoring. Like I said, it's definitely promising to see 5 different goal scorers. And I should mention, too, in that game against the Titan in overtime, the Titan actually had a breakaway, and Tyler Hyland, a veteran on this team, came back and broke it up. So, I mean, aside from the goal scoring, a guy like Hyland coming back and helping the defense or helping the goaltender is also going to help you win games as well.
Yeah, and quickly with you, Jason, like with the Screaming Eagles, they're going to need a little scoring by committee. Is that kind of what coach is pushing for there?
Absolutely. And a lot of it's just going to be some confidence. They lost 2 games on the weekend. Both winnable games, though. Lost 3-1 to Moncton, 3-2 to Halifax. Haven't had scored a lot in the preseason or the early start of the season. They were also missing Pascal Lacan during the weekend, who was serving an 8-game suspension. And they unfortunately lost Gregor McLeod, a guy who they were sort of counting on for some offense. As a 19-year-old, he was injured in the second period of the first game. So, you know, there's a lot of adversity early on for this group with 12 new faces, but they're going to have to find some ways to score some goals, some dirty goals, and maybe just have a little game where you can score 3 or 4 and take a little bit of confidence from that. And I think having P.O. Joseph in the lineup for the first time tomorrow night is going to be a big plus for them.
Outstanding. All right, guys, thanks again, Jason over in Charlottetown, and Jeremy up in Sydney, and we will talk again in a week's time.
Thanks again.
Looking forward to it.